supernatural and causeless. Hence is it that we make trifles of terrors, ensconcing ourselves into seeming knowledge, when we should submit ourselves to an unknown fear.
Why, 'tis the rarest argument of wonder that is shot out of our latter times.
And so 'tis.
To be relinquished of the artist,
So I say, both Galen and Paracelsus.
of all the learned and authentic fellows,
Right, so I say.
that gave him that incurable,
Why, here, kids, so say I too.
not to be helped,
Right, as for a man, assuredly.
uncertain life and sure death.
Just you say, well, so would I have said.
I may truly say it is a novelty to the world.
It is indeed. If you will find it in the showing, you shall read it in our what you call the...
A showing of a heavenly effect in an earthly act.
That's it. I would have said the very same.
Why, your dolphin is not lustier. For me, I speak in respect.
Nay, 'tis strange. 'Tis very strange. And that's the brief and the tedious of it. And he's of the most fascinarious spirit that will not acknowledge it to be...
Very hand of heaven.
Aye, so I say.
In the most weak...
And am I minister? Great power. Great transcendence. Which should give us further use to be made than alone the recovery of the king, else to be...
Generally thankful.
Oh, I would have said it. Say well. Here comes the king.
Lustig, as the Dutchman says. I'll like it made better whilst I have a tooth in my head. Why, he's able to lead her a coranto.
Mon Dieu, vinegar! Is not this Helen?
For God, I think so.
Go, call before me all the lords of court. Stay, my preserver, by thy patient side. And with this helpful hand, whose banished sense thou hast repealed, a second time receive the confirmation of my promised gift, which but attends thy naming. Fair maid, send forth thine eye. This youthful parcel of noble bachelors stand at my bestowing, over whom both sovereign power and father's voice I have to use. Thy frank election make, thou hast power to choose. They, none to forsake.
To each of you one fair and virtuous mistress, all with love please, married to each but one.
I'd give Bay Kirtle and his furniture. My mouth no more were broken than these boys, and writ as little fear.
Peruse them well. Not one of them but had a noble father.
Gentlemen. Heaven hath through me restored the king to health.
Oh, we understand that.
Nothing for you. I am a simple maid, and therein wealthiest that I protest I simply am a maid. Please it your majesty, I have done already. The blushes in my cheeks thus whisper me, we blush that thou shouldst choose, but be refused. Let the white jet sit on thy cheek forever, we'll ne'er come there again.
Make choice and see. Who shuns thy love, shuns all his love in me.
Now, Diane, from thy altar do I fly, into imperial love that God most high do my sighs stream. Sir, will you hear my suit?
And grant it.
Thanks, sir. All the rest is mute.
I had rather be in this choice than throw Ames ace for my life.
The honor, sir, that flames in your fair eyes before I speak too threatening replies. Love make your fortunes 20 times above her that so wishes, and her humble love.
No better, if you please.
My wish received, which great love grants, and so I take my leave.
Do all they deny her? And they were sons of mine, I'd have them whipped, or I would send to the Turk to make eunuchs of.
Be not afraid that I your hand should take. I'll never do you wrong for your own sake. Blessing upon your vows, and in your bed find fairer fortune if you ever wed.
These boys are boys of ice. They'll none have her. Sure they are bastards to the English, the French ne'er got them.
You are too young, too happy, and too good to make yourself a son out of my blood. Fair one, I think not so.
There's one grape yet. I'm sure thy father drunk wine. But if thou beest not an ass, I am a youth of 14. I have known thee already.
I dare not say I take you, but I give me and my service ever whilst I live into your guiding power. This is the man.
Why then, young Bertram, take her. She's thy wife.
My liege, I beseech your highness, in such a business, give me leave to use the help of mine own eyes.
Knowest not what she has done for me?
Yes, my lord, but never hoped to know why I should marry her.
Thou knowest she has raised me from my sickly bed.
But follows it, my lord, to bring me down must answer for your raising? I know her well. She had her breeding at my father's charge. Poor physician's daughter, my wife? Disdain rather corrupt me ever.
'Tis only title thou disdainest in her, the which I can build up. Strange is it that our bloods of color, weight, and heat, poured all together with quite confound distinction, yet stands off in differences so mighty. If she be all that is virtuous, save what thou dislikest, a poor physician's daughter, thou dislikest a virtue for the name, but do not so. The property by what it is should go, not by the title. She is young, wise, fair. In all these to nature she's immediate heir, and these breed honor. That is honor scorned, which challenges itself as honor's born, and is not like the sire. What should be said? If thou canst like this creature as a maid, I can create the rest. Virtue in she is her own dower, honor and wealth from me.
I cannot love her, nor will strive to do it.
Thou wrongest thyself if thou should strive to choose.
That you are well restored, my lord. I'm glad. Let the rest go.
My honor's at the stake, which to defeat, I must produce my power. Here, take her hand. Proud, scornful boy, unworthy this good gift, that dost in vilest prison shackle up my love, and her desert. Thou wilt not know, it is in us to plant thine honor where we please to have it grow. Check thy contempt, obey our will which travails in thy good. Believe not thy disdain, but presently do thine own fortunes that obedient right, which both thy duty owes and our power claims. Or I will throw thee from my care forever, into the staggers and the careless lapse of youth and ignorance, both my revenge and hates loosing upon thee in the name of justice, without all terms of pity. Speak thine answer.
Pardon, my gracious lord, for I submit my fancy to your eyes. When I consider what great creation and what dole of honor flies where you bid it, I find she, which late was in my nobler thoughts most base, is now the praise of the king, who so ennobled is as were born so.
Take her by the hand, and tell her she is thine, to whom I promise a counterpoise, if not to thy estate, a balance more replete.
I take her hand.
Good fortune and the favor of the king smile upon this contract, whose ceremony shall seem expedient upon the now born brief, and be performed tonight. The solemn feast shall more attend upon the coming space, expecting absent friends. As thou lovest her, thy love's to me religious, else does err.
Do you hear, monsieur? A word with you.
Your pleasure, sir.
Your lord and master did well to make his recantation.
Recantation? My lord? My master?
Aye. Is it not a language I speak?
A most harsh one, and not to be understood without bloody succeeding. My master.
Are you companion to the Count Resilient?
To any count. To all counts. To what is man?
To what is Count's man? Count's master is of another style.
You are too old, sir.
Huh.
Let it satisfy you. You are too old.
I must tell thee, sirrah, I write man, which title age cannot bring thee.
But I dare to well do. I dare not.
I did think thee for two ordinaries to be a pretty wise fellow. Thou didst make tolerable vent of thy travel, it might pass. Yet the scars and the bannerets about thee did manifoldly dissuade me from believing thee a vessel of too great a burden. I've now found thee. When I lose thee again, I care not. Yet art thou good for nothing but taking up, and not thou art scarce.
Or hast thou not the privilege of antiquity?
Do not plunge thyself too far in anger, lest thou hasten thy trial, which, Lord have mercy on thee for a hen. So, my good window lattice, fare thee well. Thy casement I need not open, for I look through thee. Give me thy hand.
My lord, you give me most egregious indignity.
Aye, with all my heart. Thou art worthy
shall be wiser.
Even as soon as thou canst. For thou hast a pull and smack on the contrary. If ever thou beest bound in thy scarf and beaten, thou shalt know what it is to be proud of thy bondage. I have a desire to hold my acquaintance with thee, or rather, my knowledge, that I may say in the default, he is a man I know.
My lord, you do me most insupportable vexation.
I would wear hell pains for thy sake, and my poor doing eternal. For doing I am cast, as I will by thee, in what motion age will give me leave.
Well, thou hast the sun to take this disgrace off me. Scurvy! Oh, filthy, scurvy lord. Well, I must be patient. There is no threatening of authority. Not beat him by my life if I could beat him again. With any convenience. And he were double and double a lord. I have no more pity of his age than I would have of her. I would beat him if I could but meet him again.
Sirrah! There's news for you. Your lord and master's married. You have a new mistress.
I most unfavorably beseech your honor to make some reservation of your wrongs. He is my good lord, whom I serve above is my master.
Who? God?
Aye, sir.
The devil it is that's thy master. Why dost thou garter up thy arms of this fashion? Dost make hose of thy sleeves, do other servants so? Thou art best set thy lower part where thy nose stands. If I were but 2 hours younger, I'd beat thee. Methinkest thou art a general offense, and every man should beat thee. I think thou was created for men to breathe themselves upon thee.
Well, this is hard and undeserved measure, my
Go
lord.
to, sir. You were beaten in Italy for picking a kernel out of a pomegranate. You're a vagabond and no true traveler. You are more saucy with lords and honorable personages than the commission of your birth and virtue gives you heraldry. You are not worth another word, else I'd call you knave. I leave you. Go!
Very good. It is so then. Good. Very good. Let it be concealed a while.
I'm done and forfeited to cares forever.
Oh, what's the matter, sweetheart?
Although before the solemn priest I have sworn I will not bed her.
What, sweetheart?
Oh, my Carolis, they have married me. I'll to the Tuscan wars and never bed her.
Oh, friends, is it all cool? And no more merits the tread of a man's foot. To the wars.
There's letters from my mother. What the import is, I know not yet.
Aye, and that would we know. To the wars, my boy, to the wars. He wears his honor in a box unseen that hides his kitty-witty here at home, spending his manly marrow in her arms, which should sustain the bound and high curvet of Mars' fiery steed. To other regions, France is a staple. We that dwell in it, James. Therefore, to the wars.
It shall be so. I'll send her to my house, acquaint my mother with my hate to her, and wherefore I am fled, write to the king that which I durst not speak. His present gift shall furnish me to those Italian fields where noble fellows strike. Wars is no strife to the dark house and the detested wife.
Will this capriccio hold in thee? Sure.
Go with me to my chamber and advise me. I'll send her straight away. Tomorrow I'll to the wars, she to her single sorrow.
Why these balls bound? 'Tis hard. A young man that's married is a man that's marred. Therefore away and leave her bravely go. The king has done you wrong.